Yo, what's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Baba J, and we are back with another episode of the Loud Retweet Show. Of course, this is off of the back of the Arsenal clash with Liverpool at the Emirates Stadium last night, which ended in a 0-0 draw. Quite an underwhelming game, if we're being honest. There was a lot of high expectations. Obviously, the reigning champions versus the league leaders, and yeah, there was a lot made of this game. Big light show done by Arsenal before it. So Bosley had an interview as well where he spoke about them being the champions, um, which is understandable. So a lot of people were hoping that this was going to be a blockbuster. It turned out to be one of the worst games of the season, but that doesn't mean Twitter isn't going crazy, because it most definitely is. So as you already know, in this show, we're going to be looking through some of the craziest, most outlandish, most hilarious tweets that I could find on the internet, and we're going to be talking about them here live on this show. So let us get straight into it. So let's address the elephant in the room. There wasn't really much football to talk about from the game, but the main incident, of course, being Gabriel Martinelli's incident with Conor Bradley, which happened in injury time. Conor Bradley's gone down with what looks like a potentially bad injury to his knee. And Martinelli has essentially thought he was faking an injury to waste time. And he's tried to push him off the pitch, as he thought Conor Bradley was trying to edge himself onto the pitch in order to stop the game. So, of course, at the time I was watching it, and I could see Bradley was injured straight away. Although a lot of the Liverpool players throughout the game had been dropping like flies. I remember Frimpong in the first half stayed down for quite a while. Um, turned out there was nothing really wrong with him there. But as a player, if you feel something, you're entitled to go down. And it's hard for the referees to kind of see whether they're pretending or not. So they're only meant to stop the game if it's a head injury, which is understandable. Obviously, the incident riled up all of the Liverpool players, a lot of the Liverpool fans in the stadium, and those watching at home. And since then, Martinelli has been in for a lot of criticism by the pundits, Gary Neville in particular, and a lot of fans online. And since then, Gabriel Martinelli has obviously come out to apologize. He said, Conor and I have messaged, and I've already apologized to him. I really didn't understand he was seriously injured in the heat of the moment. I want to say I'm deeply sorry for reacting, sending Conor all my best again for a quick recovery. And yeah, by the looks of things, it doesn't look good. Whenever a player goes down like that, without any contact from another player, you always, assume the worst, especially in the knee. Like, I don't even want to speak into existence, but it could be an ACL, MCL. Neither one of those is good. So yeah, like Martinelli here, wishing him a speedy recovery. And yeah, ultimately, what Martinelli did was wrong, and he's accepted that it was wrong. I think people are dragging it a little bit. I think what Arnie Slot said in the press conference was right. A lot of people do fake injuries, and this isn't the first time we've seen an incident like this happen. It is very common in football, but I do feel like when it comes to Arsenal and Arsenal players, people always want to pile on, and it's like we have to just accept that people have made us the villain in their stories for whatever reason. A lot of Arsenal fans are online embracing it. Me, I personally don't care. Like, it's like the game is done, the incident is over. People are gonna have to get over it. All we could do is, hope that Conor Bradley's okay, because I think he's a great player. I was saying it on my live watch along, how much I rate him as a player. So hopefully he's okay, and hopefully everybody can move on and stop crying like little babies. But this one here,
Loud retweet, fam.
Gary Neville. Honestly, I think when he first joined Sky Sports, it was a breath of fresh air. He was someone who was young, or relatively young, someone who, was decorated in the game, and someone who was offering a fresh opinion on football. And I think the more the years have gone by, he's just become a worse and worse pundit. And his commentary yesterday was absolutely diabolical. Not only was he just glazing Liverpool, which I couldn't understand for the life of me, You know, he was babying them as if they're not champions of the league. But his reaction to the Martinelli situation, honestly, I don't think is professional. The same way I condemned what Martinelli did is the same way I'm condemning what Gary Neville said. You know, so he said, I'm actually fuming with Martinelli. I don't know how the Liverpool players didn't go over there and absolutely whack him, to be honest with you. That's so unprofessional. And I think Sky should make a statement about this, because no matter what you feel, you have to remain neutral in a situation like this, and you have to remain professional. You know, like, there's people watching this show, paying their hard-earned money. Nobody wants to hear you essentially encouraging or condoning violence on the pitch. You know, two wrongs don't make a right, and having to sit there and listen to that. Bearing in mind, I am a paying customer of Sky, by the way. I wasn't watching this on no dodgy stream. Like, I just think it's so distasteful, and it's disappointing, really. But the kind of man Gary Neville is these days, I don't really expect anything less. All of these ex-Man United players who have now turned into pundits are absolutely woeful. And anytime I see them, I literally just skip past the video. I didn't stick around to listen to any of their post-match analysis, which I found strange, by the way. You've got Roy Keane and Daniel Sturridge sitting in the studio. Like, you couldn't find any Arsenal representatives? No? It's okay. It's fine. We don't listen to your commentary and your punditry anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, Gary Neville, I think that was absolutely disgusting. ESPN here highlighting it. So this one here for me.
Loud retweet, fam.
Yes, shout out the boy Lippy. He said, if Martinelli knew he was hurt, he wouldn't have done it though. I don't know why everyone is trying to pretend like that ain't the case. You lot are neeks. And I agree. Listen, we all know the truth, innit? The truth is, everybody's just looking for a reason to pile on to Arsenal. Like, it's as simple as that. And you lot, go for it, man. Do your thing. Like, I ain't gonna hold you back. You know, if that's how you wanna display your anger towards my club, do your thing. Do your thing, man. It's not gonna stop us from winning the league. It's not gonna upset us. You know, I always say you have to accept that you're gonna be the villain in some people's stories. And if people want to use this Martinelli situation as another excuse to pile on to Arsenal, go for it. You know, send your tweets, make your TikToks, post your reels, do all of that stuff. At the end of the season, in May, hopefully we're holding that league title, and it all just gonna have to hold it, because we are going to be absolutely unbearable. And you guys are just giving us more and more reason to be unbearable. You know, so while you can, get your licks in, do your thing. This one here is a
Loud retweet, fam.
cool. So this one here, somewhat related to the game, but also not completely relevant. But I must say, Hincapié has gone down with another injury, which is absolutely devastating, because he's been injured a few times this season. And it's funny because before he came to Arsenal, he had quite a good injury record. But since he's come in, I don't know whether it's the intensity of the league or the fact that he had a bit of a lack of a pre-season. I don't know what it is, but he's gone down a few times. Same thing with Calafiori, which is leaving us short at left back. And I do believe that Hincapié was actually brought in to play left centre back and be a rotation option for Gabriel. But obviously, Miles Lewis-Skelly, who did a fantastic job for us last season, filling in at left back, he has obviously become our third option there. And he's had to play a few times this season. And most of the times we've seen him, it has been quite clear that he is a young player, and he is a young player that is also playing out of position. There's no need to pile on to him. Like, he's doing the absolute best he can in the circumstances, and I commend him every time he steps onto the pitch. And I'm incredibly proud of him as a player and everything that he's done for this club. But when I heard the news that Arsenal are linked with Mark Guéhi, at first, I'll be real, I thought, what? Another defender? Really? But now it's all making sense. Andrea Berta obviously knows a lot more about this squad than me. And Guéhi is the type of player that can come in and deputize across that whole back line. And I'm praying that this news is real. Obviously, when you get a tier one source like David Ornstein showing that this is actually concrete interest, I can do nothing but smile. You know, and it makes so much sense. Obviously, Guéhi already plays for Crystal Palace. Arsenal seem to have a good relationship with Palace. We're a London club. They're a London club. He's got many friends at Arsenal. Obviously, we saw the picture, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. When we played them, of him just in and bantering with the Arsenal lads. So I think it does make perfect sense. You know, he can come in and play that left back role. Calafiori at this point, he seems to be quite an injury prone player. So it's unlikely that we're going to be able to rely on him throughout the duration of an entire season. So listen, if we can make this deal happen in January, I'll be over the moon, because not only does it strengthen us, it also puts Man City in a bit of a position because they're also interested in him. And if we can snatch this deal away from them, it's just the perfect and ideal situation. So I'm praying we can make this happen. Please, Uncle Berta, do this for me, man. Do this for me. This one here.
Loud retweet, fam.
Sticking on the subject matter of Mark Gahey. Again, we all saw the Crystal Palace game in the Carabao Cup where Saka and Skelly and Noni were there explaining to Gahey how he will fit into the Arsenal system. Nah, I highly doubt that's what they were actually talking about. But you never know. You actually never know. Unless there's any professional lip readers out there who could tell us what this conversation was, I would love to know. Because people were finding it a bit suspicious that Gahey didn't celebrate when he scored that last-minute winner. It was an important goal at the time as well to get Crystal Palace back into the game and to take it into penalties, where it was a 50-50 chance that they could get through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, which would have been monumentous for Crystal Palace. But he truly did not celebrate. And then you see the pictures of him after the game chatting to all of the Arsenal England guys. And this is where I guess the rumors started circulating that he might be coming to Arsenal. And then you see Ornstein coming out and confirming that the interest is real. I can do nothing but hope and pray that we can get this deal over the line. For me, it makes so much sense. And adding a quality player like Gahey into our backline, oh God, it will be a dream come true. So this one here.
Loud retweet, fam.
Let's talk about Liverpool. Liverpool. So the False Nine has said Arsenal's worst performance of the season, and the result is a draw versus the champions. And the first time in 600 Premier League matches that they haven't had a shot on target. I think we'll be all right. And I think this tweet just puts it all into context, because a lot of Arsenal fans who have their secret agendas and they have to go a bit quiet when Arsenal are doing well. All the people that want Arteta out and all the people that always have something to say when the slightest thing goes wrong. Listen, they're out in full force. But guys, all I can say is calm down. So Bosley reminded us before the game that they are not playing the champions, we are. And yes, Liverpool are the champions. And although they're missing a lot of players, that's no excuse. Last season, we had to play half of the season without Bukayo Saka and without a recognised number 9. And no one gave us any sympathy. So we're not going to sit here and give Liverpool any sympathy. You guys are the reigning champions. You came to our stadium. You didn't register a single shot on target. Arsenal, we played absolutely diabolical. And honestly, I don't think I've seen a worse performance from Arsenal this season, especially in the second half. But put that into context, Man City dropped points the day before. Aston Villa dropped points the day before. And we went and dropped points. But the difference is we were playing the reigning champions. So now we've played Liverpool twice. We've played Aston Villa twice. Man City still have to play Liverpool. And I believe they still have to play Aston Villa. And they've got many tough away games to go to. So 6 points clear. I think there's about, 17 or 16 games left. It's all right, guys. Take it on the chin. Of course, I was disappointed to not get the 3 points, because that would have put a huge dent in Man City's chances at this title. But we live to fight another day, another game week ticked off. And yeah, we'll take that. So this one here.
Loud retweet, fam.
So Mo has said, when big six clubs like Chelsea and Liverpool celebrate draws against Arsenal like trophies, you know how far the club has come. Thank you, Mikel Arteta. And I co-sign this message emphatically, because we all saw when Chelsea got their 1-1 victory over Arsenal at Stamford Bridge, how their fans were coming out and celebrating. Oh, I'm proud of the boys. This proves that we're in a title race. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. If anything, you guys' reaction is proving how far you guys are actually from us, because you guys are celebrating that victory and we're marching our way to a title. We've got 6 points clear at the top of the league, played Liverpool twice, and their fans are coming out celebrating. It was really irritating listening to the commentators yesterday, just babying Liverpool throughout the game. Oh, they're doing so well. They're doing all of this. They registered 0 shots on target. Yes, in the second half, they had some very long spells of holding onto the ball and playing some nice football. But ultimately, they didn't threaten us whatsoever. So for their fans to come out and act as if this was some sort of heroic performance, I think it's just shameless. Especially considering how much they spent in the summer after already winning the league. You guys should expect more from your team. I don't doubt that Liverpool will go on and have a good season next season and the season after because they brought a decent squad. But this season, they haven't been able to show that. So it's a missed opportunity for them. It's a missed opportunity for us. We'll share the spoils. It is what it is. This one here.
Loud retweet, fam.
Again, I just found it so cute watching all of the rivals come in and trying to pile on Arsenal. And Marvin here sums it up perfectly. These are the guys calling us out because we drew with the defending champions. We've got Chelsea fans calling us out after they went down to 10 men for what, the sixth time this season against Fulham and ended up losing the game. Embarrassing. Spurs, please don't even talk to me. Your manager's walking around with Arsenal cups and you're losing 3-2 to Bournemouth. Get out of here. Man City, hey, I watched that game. 1-1 draw against Brighton. It's not the end of the world. You were at home. You did play badly. Haaland did miss a high XG opportunity. But Arsenal went and dropped points the next day. So you're good. If I was you, I wouldn't be running your goals because you lot don't look good. You had a lot of injuries in that game. You lot are scrambling in the market, bringing back players who are out on loan from Watford. Ain't nothing really to laugh about. And then Man United, please, you guys of all people, rest. You lot drew 2-2 to relegation Burnley, and you have the audacity to open your mouths on Arsenal, who are 6 points clear at the top of the table. You guys are desperate to try and throw shade at my club right now. And do you know what it is? I'll take it. I'll take it. Get your licks in while you can because, like I said, winter is here, but summer is coming. And when May comes around, we will see who has the last laugh. So this one here.
Loud retweet, fam.
Shout out Lee, one of my favorite Twitter pages. Yeah, Everton fan. He's so funny. Or he or she. You never know. Total losses this season. Arsenal 2. Manchester City 5. Manchester United 6. Chelsea 7. Liverpool 9. And why I find this funny is because people always want to try and point out, oh, this Arsenal team, you're dropping points here, you're dropping points there. You don't deserve to win the league. Well, if we don't deserve to win the league, who does? Because look at all these other people who are meant to be our challengers. City have lost more games than us. United, please, we don't even need to talk about them. Chelsea, who were in the title race for two or 3 days, they've lost 7 games. And Liverpool, the defending champions, they've lost 9. So if we don't deserve to be champions, who does? It's definitely not none of these guys. So you lot could give it a rest with that. This one here is
loud retweet, fam.
And I thought I'd just throw this one in here because I could see a few Arsenal fans starting to panic on the TL. And to be fair, yesterday, I was annoyed that we didn't get the dub. But you have to put things into context. And Prime Video Sports UK pointed this out perfectly. So they've said that United team of 08/09 who won one of their 6 games versus the season's top 4. You don't always have to beat the best en route to the title. And that's a narrative that a lot of the pundits, in the media have been pushing over the past couple of years, conveniently, when Arsenal have been challenging. Is that, oh, you need to beat your title rivals to win, the Premier League. But here you go, one of the greatest ever Manchester United squads with the legend Cristiano Ronaldo in it. That season, they lost to Liverpool at Anfield, drew with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, lost to Arsenal. Yeah. They beat Chelsea. That was their one victory. And they lost to Liverpool 4-1 at home, which is diabolical. And they also drew 0-0 to Arsenal at Old Trafford. Again, listen, that is not good reading. And at the time, if that was Arsenal in that situation, who knows? The media wasn't the way that it is now. But I'm sure they would have come out and been saying, "Oh, Arsenal could never win the league. Look at their form against the big teams," because that's exactly what they're doing now. And if I'm being honest, it's boring. But listen, it's up to us to shut up all of these idiots by winning that Premier League at the end of the season. I still believe it's going to happen. Arsenal fans, don't panic. Like I said, trust and believe in the boys. Back Arteta. He knows what he's doing. I truly believe this year he will get it over the line. Yeah. And if he doesn't, you can come back to this video at the end of the season and you can laugh at me all you want. I put my neck on the line. Yeah. How about that? So yeah, I just think this is a cool thing to kind of bring to the forefront after that draw yesterday. It wasn't a loss, it was a draw. Okay. So this one here.
Loud retweet, fam.
So yeah, so that's it, guys. Like I said, it's a long season ahead of us. There's still quite a lot of football to be played. Premier League is going on a bit of a break now. We've got a few cup games, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League will be coming back soon. So we're getting into the business end of the season. And Arsenal are still sitting pretty with a 6-point lead at the top of the Prem and top of the Champions League table as well. So yeah, I'm still excited for what this season has to hold. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, drop a like, comment, subscribe, hype this video up as well. And make sure you go follow me on all social media. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Much love. Peace.
It's what the world been missing right here.